Welcome to Fishing with Vance. I am excited because I'm finally going to get the Pelican out on the water today. This will be its first trip for 2024. I've had some pretty touchy weather here in Pennsylvania for pretty much most of March and even early April. A lot of heavy rains, flooding, all that good stuff. But today's going to be a beautiful day, so I'm going to get the Pelican out on the water. Thank goodness, finally, 2024. So today will be the first chance that I get to test some of the mods I made over the winter. The table, that's a new design of the table. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link in description. All these things where I made the mod, the links will all be in the description if you want to go back and watch those. But so the higher table with no seat bracket, the Victron Dakota lithium battery monitor. I am very much looking forward to seeing how that works. And then another one would be the weed, the wedge, the weedless wedge that I put on the Enduro Max. And also just that the Enduro Max works, because if you recall, those of you new to the channel wouldn't know, but the Enduro Max broke and Minn Kota sent me a new head unit and I put that on. So that's coming with me to the lake as well. Hopefully it works, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to test all that stuff and maybe catch a bass or two in the meantime. Here it's pre-spawn, it's mid-April, and let's see what happens. My goodness. Enough garage time. Let's get to the lake. Thanks for joining me. If you're new here, hit that sub, hit the like button, and if you like the video at the end, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, I would say test number one on this table. Definitely don't like that it's moving around like that, and I tried to go. Remember, the idea was to try, if you watched me build this, I was trying to make it lighter. So I would say we'll see how it makes it through the day. I'm definitely not going to put too much pressure on it. Hopefully it doesn't collapse and lose some rods out there. Wouldn't want that. I would say it definitely needs more reinforcement, and that's going to make it be heavier. See, it's wanting to move all over the place, and I'm not going to do that too much because I don't want my poles going in the water. But that doesn't instill confidence. I don't put a ton of, I take stuff out of my bag if I know I'm not going to throw it. So my bag's not full. It's not that heavy, thank goodness. So we shall see. We shall see. I definitely, if I bring it again, it's got to be reinforced, and so that's going to add weight, which again kind of defeats the purpose, because the idea of the table was to make it without the bracket, but also make it wider so that if I had somebody else with me, we have plenty of room for our bags. But I don't think we could put more than one bag on there. I think the thing would fail. So I'm going to keep this in the middle, and we'll see. Hopefully it makes it through. Hopefully it makes it through the trip. So we'll see. All right, even though the table doesn't seem strong, I do like that there's more space under here. So I'm going to try, I don't know if I'm going to need to net anything, but I'm going to try putting the net underneath like this and see if I like that better. So alright, next up, let's see if this I'll take a ride up the other side anyway, so let's just see how the weed wedge goes, if it moves the boat any faster. Slide this up gently. This table scares me. Alright, let's see how the weed wedge goes, and also obviously the head unit is working so far. It hasn't turned on all the way. That's good. Oh, make sure I have this drop down all the way, which I do. I normally run it up here like this. So let's still be a little high, maybe not. Let's see, check out the weed wedge. Alright, now this is definitely not a good test to see if it cuts through the weeds. Later on in the spring, when these pop up big time, we'll put this weed wedge to the real test then and see. I like the extra space on this table. Again, I just don't like that it's too rickety. definitely have to reinforce it for sure, which will add weight. All right, but tell you what, we'll test this at Bragg, but I think this moves a little faster than the other, and it should because of the bigger prop on that weed wedge. So I like it. Definitely scooting me along nice. So, all right, let's see what if our Victron thing is working. And go to the phone here. There's the app there. You probably can't see that. It's the Victron. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna shut off my Wi-Fi. And Bluetooth is on. This thing Bluetooths. So let's see what it says. It should connect to that battery. And it does. A little sunny, hard to see. But yeah, alright, it's a full battery. It says it's 58 degrees out here, which is about right. 58 degrees is the battery temp. And we're at full capacity, 13.15 volts. Alright, we'll check back with that pup. That's where we're starting out. I don't know how much I'm going to use not sure how much I'm going to use the trolling motor today, but I still want to see. Alright. So we got a little sun, definitely some stained water. Let's see if we can catch a fish. Alright, let's test out the... Oh, my motor's all dusty. Let's test out, you can tell it's been in the garage all year. Let's test out, look at the Enduramax. It's working beautifully with the new head unit. And look at that weed wedge in reverse. Scoot me along nicely. That is, I definitely like the bigger prop on here. I end up fishing in reverse a lot because I always fish out of the back of the boat. I actually don't like it up front. I feel like I'm going to pitch right out of it. So this is definitely a hit. I am liking this. I am going to put one of those wedges on my, this is my Enduramax 44. I'm going to put one on the size 50 also. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So I have to call that a success. Alright, so let's see. Next test. It's kind of sunny, but let's see. Let's do the next test on the Victron battery. Let's see how much battery we've used. It still says 13.1. I think it said 13.5 when we started. So not a whole lot of battery has been used, even though I've moved that thing around. Let's see what happens. It says the battery's 69 degrees. Battery status 13.11. Let's see what happens when we use it. Oh yeah, check it out. Down to 12. There it is. All right, so let's open it full bore. That's pretty interesting. Zip across the lake here, down to 12. So I want to see what happens if you hit the trends button. There it goes. Showing the voltage is over here, dropping all down to 12, holding steady there. So then shut it back off, and it's going back up 13 as it sits. Alright, so there's our status. I like this. If I go to use this a lot, like I said earlier, it's connecting. It says it's 13.1 or 13.06. I can't remember where we started. I'll check that out on the tape and put it in here. But I've used it. Let's see how long I've been fishing. It is noon. think I got on the water maybe around 9-ish. Can't remember. I'd say it's about 9 o'clock. So about 3 hours of fishing, and I have used it. Looks like the battery's in pretty good shape. I've used it a little bit, but we'll keep an eye on that. But I would say success. I like that I can look at that. Bluetooth right to the battery, and it works well. So I would call that a success for that test. So I would say testing the mods for this year, I'd say I like the weed wedge a lot. Now we'll see what happens when there's a ton of weeds out here. We'll see how it does then. We'll test it then. But just how it moves the boat around, I definitely notice a difference. I'm not surprised by that just because the prop is bigger. Again, if you haven't seen the video where I put the prop on and compare the two, I'll put a link in the description of this video if you want to go back and watch that. But I would call that a definite success. Obviously, the head unit that they sent me, it's a success in that I was able to install it without any incident, really. It's not that hard. I didn't even film it. It wasn't hard to put on there. There's just a handful of connections. It's pretty much plug and play for the most part. I think I watched one video on how to do it. It wasn't hard. Put it on. It's working beautifully. Now we'll see if it lasts all season. But for today, it went great. So I'd call that a success. My new scale and weighing system, I'd call that a success. That's really not a mod, but it's new for this year. I'd say the only failure is this table. I don't like it in the sense that look how rickety it is. I was trying to go for making it lighter, and yes, it is light, but it ends up being the same weight as the other one I have that is definitely more sturdy. I would be afraid to put any more rods on here. I'm actually I don't want to put any more tackle bags on here, nothing. I won't bring it out again before I reinforce it, which will add weight, but we'll see. This is definitely needs to be reinforced. There probably needs to be another reinforcement beam that runs down the middle, but I'll play around with that and we'll see. But I'd say the table is a fail. So 3 of the 4 success. The weed wedge, the head unit, and I forgot to mention the Vicron. That definitely worked. It works great. It shows me the battery life and how much I used and how much it uses when I'm running it wide open. So definitely a success on that. I'll definitely use that more and more as the season goes on because I'm going to run the Lowrance, and in some cases we'll have 2 motors going this year. So we'll check back on that, but I call that a success. The only failure, the table. So there you have it. There's the modifications for 2024. 3 out of 4, not too bad. I'll take it. So thanks for joining me today. Stay tuned now. Lots of fishing videos going to be coming now. That is for sure as things turn on in this beautiful fall. No, please no. This beautiful spring day here, even though it's windy. It is great to be back on the Pelican. So there's your test. Thanks for joining. Subscribe, like, all that. Pushing for the 1 million views. Stay tuned for that. Share the video. Do whatever you can. Help me get to 1 million views. I'm definitely giving away something good come 1 million views. So, although I will never contact you, so don't be scammed. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Fishing with Vance. If you like this video, check out the playlist of all my other videos for catching bass off the Pelican, trout, and also really have gotten into carp fishing lately. In the off season here, I do a lot of product reviews on the Pelican, fishing rods and reels, and then obviously lots of Pelican boat mod videos. So check those out. We have playlists for that. Hit subscribe, hit like, and comment. Thanks for watching.